Okay, hello. It's about 6:30, April 5th, 2020. Welcome to the weather update. We did have some nice skies yesterday um, in the afternoon, cleared out nicely. But for now, well, today we had a lot more clouds around, and you can see there's a huge variation in temperature across the area. And on Long Island, we were in the 60s, but now we have a sea breeze and temperatures have dropped into the low and middle 50s, and even cooler along the east end where it looks like it's in the upper 40s and maybe even mid 40s as you head out east. And as we work our way west, New York City is also in the mid 50s. But if we go over and look at New Jersey, it's a lot hotter there. We have temperatures in the mid 60s still. And this is as of 6:30, and maybe even close to 70 here. This observation right here, which is McGuire Air Force Place, 67 degrees, the west-southwest wind. Very warm in New Jersey, but much cooler on the island, fortunately, with the sea breeze that we have. Let's go look at underground here, and you'll see again that this difference in temperature here. Again, the island is much cooler and much warmer over Jersey. It's almost as if there's a backdoor cold front somewhere over here. It almost is if there is actually a backdoor cold front. Actually, we can put front. Can this thing draw fronts? No, it doesn't. It doesn't have that. I thought it had fronts. I thought this thing could draw. I guess not. Yeah, I don't see. I don't see fronts here. So one of them was able to draw fronts, but you could see here that it is much cooler on the island, and this is probably due to. Well, we can't. I'll draw the front for you, but it does seem like there is some sort of backdoor front over right over here, somewhere right over here. A backdoor cold front right over here, and you have the cooler air coming in off the ocean here, and they're getting the heat in Jersey over here. So they're stuck in the heat with the west winds, and luckily we're getting some relief over here, and it's not that brutal. We'll look at a couple of other observations across the area here. This was earlier, so Farmingdale, 52 degrees, south wind at 10. It looks like Farmingdale got up to close to 58. You can see the skies are mostly cloudy throughout the day, and Islip probably similar levels there, 48. Yeah, didn't even get as warm there, only low 50s there. And if we head further west, probably be warmer. If we look at, say, White Plains, 56, and let's see, they got up to 57, looks like. So it's not that warm over there either. I don't know, it felt warmer than that when I was out today. Let's see. Maybe look, JFK. We'll check JFK and LaGuardia. So 52 at JFK, 57 at was the high at JFK. We will check LaGuardia here, because we were in the 60s here in Nassau County, I can tell you that. Yeah, this was more representative of what we were dealing with. So temperatures in the 62. I think because it happened, it depended on where the opening went. There was an opening in the clouds that went over Nassau County, but it never made it to Suffolk County, and that's why I think it was a little warmer in Nassau County. And we do have this front that you see here that is approaching us, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So that is what LaGuardia had. We'll look at Central Park, which will probably be similar to LaGuardia, 56, and the high there was 60. Oh wow, got up to 65, so pretty warm there. And dew points are in the mid 40s, so not too humid out there, just maybe a little bit, but not very much. Meanwhile, when we look at Jersey here, 66 degrees in Mount Holly. Let's take a look at the airport west of Toms River, 65. So much warmer in Jersey, no surprise. Probably got close to 70. Let's see. Well, it says 67, but I bet they got close to 70 probably. We'll go ahead and we'll look at. We already saw McGuire, but I'm going to look at it again. Or is it late? Yeah, McGuire, 67 degrees there, and probably got close to 70 there. So probably close to 70 in Jersey. So much hotter there. No surprise. We'll look at the radar here and see if there's any activity on the radar here. Just maybe a couple isolated showers up in Connecticut. Not really very much. Fairly dry on the radar. So let's go look at the models here. We'll first look at the upper air pattern. So I'm going to go to the upper air pattern here. We're going to go to the North American view, and we're going to look at the upper air. So here we go. So see, we got this weak ridging that's going to be developing tomorrow. But a little, you can see the way the isobars are set. We're going to have more of a northwesterly flow tomorrow. So actually tomorrow will be warmer because the wind will be off the land. And you see that we still have a block. It's a little more over here, not so much over Greenland. So let's see what happens as the week goes by. Still have that trough kind of sitting there. And then another strong storm. Looks like it rolls through the east around Friday or so. And that could bring some really cool air down with that. And you can still see you've got the ridge here over Greenland. So that's going to keep the trough in the east. This is the 18Z run. So we don't have it all, but you can see generally it does tend to stay cool in the east, stay cooler in the east. And I'm sure that we'll see if the euro reflects that. I'm pretty sure it does as well. So let's go and look at the euro here. A little bit of a different look. Not quite. I mean, it's similar. Here's that trough again. That actually looks pretty. It's a little deeper with some of these troughs. But generally there's pretty much an agreement that we'll see some warm-ups, but it's gonna remain. It's not gonna be above normal for the next couple of weeks at least. So let's go back to the CONUS view, and I'm gonna look at the GFS and we'll look at the surface and see how that translates to the surface. Okay, so slight chance of a shower with this front coming through tonight. And then we see this high build in for tomorrow, and hopefully that will mean more sunshine. And then Tuesday, we'll probably still avoid the rain for the most part, I think. The next low approaches Wednesday, and Wednesday could have a chance of rain. That could be maybe not a rainy day, but wet enough that you probably don't want to be out. And then Thursday, we may have another chance of showers as well. With this low and a cold front coming through. And then look at the tight isobars here. This is going to be a strong cold flow down in from Canada. But looking at these winds here, you can see the isobars, and the flow is going to be coming down from Canada like this on the back side of this storm. So with this high here, it's probably going to translate to below normal temperatures, I'm sure. Moving it along here, we should have the high building for the weekend. So it should bring us a nice weekend, hopefully. And then the next chance for rain might come as we head late Sunday night into Monday. Now we're over a week away. Here's an interesting little storm here where this is like this far out. Oh, look at that. Maybe a chance for snow with that. But and then it cools off again behind that. But that's way in the future. So let's take a look at our thermodynamics and our temperature anomalies here and see how this translates with the temperature anomalies here. So tomorrow we will be above normal with that ridging in place. Even though we have a slight trough, it's more of a west flow Pacific air. It's not Canadian air, so it'll be above normal tomorrow, and then still above normal on Tuesday, not above normal on Wednesday, Thursday. But then here comes that front, and it's going to drop to below normal as we get into Friday and maybe into Saturday too. And then here comes another shot of cold air. Look at that going. That one goes more into the Midwest. Looks like that one goes down to Texas. So still, we're not really seeing any. April will not be. Will not have the kind of anomaly that we had in March. I don't see it happening. I think it will be close to average. Maybe dare I say it, below average. Maybe, right? Let's get closer to our regions here and let's see what is going to be happening here with temperatures. And then we'll go over the precipitation chances. Though, like I said, we're not really going to see anything substantial until we get into Wednesday. So looking at tomorrow will be a warmer day across the area, I think. we're going to have more of a northwest flow, so a little less of a sea breeze. Temperatures probably reaching the low 60s on Long Island and maybe close to 70 in Jersey. Still has it warmer over Jersey just because Jersey holds on to the heat. And then for Tuesday, see a similar deal here where it will be warmer than normal, so temperatures in the 60s. And then look at Wednesday. Wow, so the warm air really surges in. Jersey could be close to 80, but it looks like there's a backdoor front that might get hung up, and this is where the focal point for that rain might be. And Long Island may only be in the mid-50s, but Jersey may be baking in the mid-70s. And then we see that front approach and move through on Thursday. And then Friday, highs are going to be struggling to reach 50. And then the same deal on Saturday. So we'll be below normal. But then we warm back up again by Sunday. But you see that, wow, look at that. So this is that snow event. So around mid-month, the GFS thinks that it's going to get really cold around here. We'll have to see if that verifies or not. So let's take a look at our precipitation chances. We'll look at the NAM, and we will look at the 12-kilometer NAM and look at our precipitation chances. Very slight chance of rain tonight. More likely than not, we're not going to see anything. But there may be a shower or two, especially with the heat over New Jersey, that might kick off some showers in the morning, early in the morning. They move away, and then we have dry weather for Monday, most of Tuesday, and then maybe Tuesday night into Wednesday. This is when we start seeing the rain move in. But actually, according to this, it doesn't look like Wednesday is going to be that rainy day. Maybe a couple of showers in the morning. That's why I like using the NAM, because it has a higher resolution than the GFS, and it's easier to see that. You could see that the showers will be a scattered nature. Now, I'm curious about the dew points, and especially with that warm air. Now, you see the dew points will come down. We'll get that dry air in place for tomorrow, but I also like using this because it shows you the wind direction. So winds are from the northwest, but in the afternoon, there's probably going to be a sea breeze that should develop, maybe to bring some relief from Long Island. It's really hard to tell. It might be a sea breeze. It might be weak, but we got a westerly flow, so we'll be warmer than today. And then I want to see if that humidity gets into that. Some of the humidity gets into Jersey, but not too much of it. Okay, so I guess with that, we're going to go look at the skies, and I guess I'm going to put this back to the GFS, and we're going to see how we're going to be doing with the cloud situation. So for Monday, you see we start off with some clouds in the morning, and then it clears out, and then we should have mostly sunny skies, hopefully. And then more clouds roll in Tuesday. Probably high clouds. Wednesday, thicker cloud cover with a chance of showers. And then Thursday, here comes more clouds. Friday, with that front coming through, but you can see there's a deep trough, so there might be a lot of instability cloudiness behind that front. And then Saturday, maybe improving conditions with better skies. But right now, the sunniest day looks like tomorrow, but it will be warmer than normal. Let's go look at the NAM on the clouds and see how the NAM does. So as we look at the cloud situation, you see they clear out, and we should have a mostly sunny day, but there could be some high clouds, possibly. NAM seems to think, I think these would be high clouds that are over here in this spot. Let me see. We're going to split this off to high. Yeah, those are high clouds. You get that when you get these warm air masses because you're getting the over-the-ridge cirrus. So we may be dealing with some of that later on in the day. And then more clouds roll in. And then according to Tuesday, though, it doesn't have as many clouds as the GFS. So Tuesday might also have a decent amount of sunshine. According to the NAM, you see how different models deal with things differently. We'll look at the Canadian, too, as well. And so the Canadian here starts off with Monday and then clears us out. I have a feeling there'll be some scattered high clouds, but it should be a very nice day. Tuesday probably more in the way of high clouds, but I still think there'll be some sunshine. This is again the Canadian model. A little more optimistic there with Wednesday. Thursday, lots of clouds. Friday, you see that instability cloudiness that we may be getting with that deep trough that will be over us next weekend. Okay, so those are all the models. There's one more. There's the RGM, and we can look at that one too as well. So moving this along here, let's see. It gets rid of most of the clouds for tomorrow, so it does get rid of them. Maybe a scattered high cloud or two, but it should be clear for a good part of the day, and then some more clouds roll in later on. And then for Tuesday, we'll have to keep an eye on that. But Tuesday, we may luck out when we have a good amount of sunshine too. One more site to check, windy.com. And we will check our skies on this. This is also a good way to check the winds too. So, not too much wind. Be light winds tomorrow, but it is indicating that there will be a sea breeze developing in the afternoon. So I'm thinking there will be. If you look at the temperatures, you'll see 3 p.m. Long Island will be in the 50s, but in Jersey, well into the 60s and possibly close to 70. Let's look at the cloud situation. We'll back this up to 10 a.m. So maybe a few patchy high clouds around 3 p.m. Few, but not many. Looks fairly clear. Let's move this into Tuesday here. Tuesday has a lot more clouds. But again, I think these are mostly going to be of the high variety. And I'm not going to really go beyond that. At this point I can, but here's Wednesday. You can see that rain. But then it moves it out. And Thursday, dealing with more clouds here. And then here's the front coming through. Here's Thursday, 8 p.m. Clears it out. And again, this is the Euro model. Friday, it doesn't really has a lot of the cloudiness from that. And we're going to have high winds, too, with that. It's not going to be pleasant. You can see if we were to look at the winds here that day, you'll see we're going to have some pretty strong winds there. Yeah, gusts up to 50. So Friday could be a pretty windy day. Probably not the kind of day you want to be outside. Okay, so the last thing we'll look at here, I want to look at humidity, and I want to look at one other thing here, and this is going to be up at the higher levels, 500 HPA for tomorrow. Let's leave 300 HPA. Okay, 300, yeah. Okay, so this is going to show us the humidity for tomorrow in the upper level. So this kind of determines how much high cloudiness we'll have. It's not bone dry, but I don't see all that much. Maybe scattered, but it should be a fairly sunny day, I think. So that's going to wrap up this weather update. Take care. Thank you for watching.